Have you ever experienced the feeling that life isn't going the way you expected? That sense of helplessness is common, and I've been there too. For years, I felt lost in the midst of doubts and failures until I found something that completely changed my direction: the 7 mirrored principles. With this knowledge, my reality began to transform, and now I want to share this journey with you. If you are ready for real and profound changes, this content is especially for you. At the end, I will share a powerful practice that can pull you out of any negative situation and help you flow with the tide of luck and success. But first, let's explore the 7 mirrored principles together, starting with the first one. The world around you is a reflection of your attitude. If you've ever felt lost or stuck, know that I've been there too. And it was in that moment that I discovered the 7 mirrored principles that transformed my life. If you are ready to take the next step in your journey, start now. Like the video so more people can discover these powerful principles, and leave a comment about what you'd like to see transformed in your life. Let's start this change together. Imagine 2 people waking up on a rainy morning after a tough day. The first one, let's call him Ivan, immediately sinks into negative thoughts. Another grey day, my mood is terrible, work is chaotic, and traffic will be a nightmare. The second person, whom we'll call Peter, sees the situation differently. Rain, wonderful. The air is fresh and clean. Work, I can handle it. I've faced bigger challenges. And traffic, a great opportunity to listen to that podcast I've been putting off. Do you notice the difference? The way each person approaches the day radically alters the experience they'll have. And this is exactly what the first mirrored principle teaches. What you project into the world reflects back to you. Have you ever noticed how your perspective on a situation can completely transform your day? Reality works like a mirror, reflecting back our thoughts, emotions, and expectations. Physicist David Bohm, in his quantum theory, pointed out something fundamental. Thought has a tremendous impact on how we perceive the world, and therefore, how we experience it. When Ivan focused on the negative aspects of the morning, he ended up programming his mind to experience a day filled with difficulties and frustrations. On the other hand, Peter, by finding something positive in the same situation, prepared himself to have a lighter day, full of opportunities. The attitude we choose to adopt in the face of situations transforms what's to come. Our reality is not static or unchangeable. It is shaped by our perceptions, almost like an artist painting their own canvas. And our thoughts are the tools we use to create this masterpiece. What is the real power of thought? It not only reflects what's around us, but also defines what comes next. Our beliefs, fears, and expectations serve as the material for shaping the reality we live in. If we believe that opportunities have already run out, life will give us reasons to believe that. But if we choose to believe that the world is full of possibilities, those same opportunities will start to appear, as if by magic. This phenomenon is known in psychology as a self-fulfilling prophecy. The central point of this idea is that we are not mere spectators of life. The greatest freedom we have is the ability to choose how we react to situations. And by changing our attitude, we have the power to transform the reality around us. If you've always believed that life is a constant battle where you must fight tirelessly for a place in the sun, how about trying a new perspective? Think for a moment. What if the world were a welcoming place, ready to help me? By adopting this view, something surprising begins to happen. The circumstances around you start to change positively, as if by magic. It's as if we're playing a game where we can create our own rules. The world, like a mirror, reflects our expectations, and whether consciously or not, everyone ends up receiving exactly what they project. That's why it's essential to shape our attitude toward the world consciously. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It's not about wearing rose-colored glasses, but rather learning to see the positive side, even in the most challenging situations. Every experience has something to teach us. Nothing happens by chance. When we stop focusing on problems and start trusting the process, the world responds in the same way, reflecting that inner shift. The second mirrored principle speaks of the harmony between the soul and the mind, a union capable of manifesting our desires quickly. This principle reveals the power to bring what we want into existence when our soul and mind are in sync. Imagine that inside you are two magical mirrors, one in the soul and one in the mind. When both reflect the same image, a powerful force emerges that makes it possible to realize your desires. This phenomenon is known as unified intention. However, often the scenario is different. While the soul seeks something, the mind enters into conflict with that desire. The soul longs for love, but the mind insists on barriers. You don't have the resources for that. This isn't realistic. Instead of a clear and sharp image of what we want, we end up with a distorted and confusing reflection. And with this lack of alignment, it's understandable that our desires rarely come to fruition. When it comes to feelings like rejection, fear, or hatred, the soul and mind quickly fall into alignment. I hate this job. I'm afraid of getting sick. I can't stand that person. In these moments, thoughts and emotions align clearly and intensely, and unfortunately, they end up attracting exactly what we want to avoid. In the concept of transurfing, this is explained by the principle of unity between the soul and the mind. When our deepest desires are aligned with our thoughts and actions, a special force arises, called external intention, which has the power to manifest our desires. However, when the mind is dominated by fears, doubts, or external influences, it blocks the impulses of the soul, making the mental image vague and weakened. This leads us down a path that is often not what we truly want, but rather what we believe is expected of us. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you did something that, deep down, you didn't really want, and later couldn't understand why you felt so unhappy? Think about a time when you went against your own feelings, perhaps to meet the expectations of others. You chose a career you didn't like, entered a relationship that wasn't good for you, or abandoned an important dream. Chances are, that decision didn't bring the fulfillment you were hoping for, and the emptiness remained. Now, reflect on the times when you followed what your heart truly desired. It might have been a career change, an unforgettable trip, starting a new hobby, or the feeling of finding something that seemed made for you. These moments almost always come with a deep sense of joy, fulfillment, and genuine happiness. This happens because when we act in alignment with what we truly want, our soul and mind work together to create a more fulfilling and satisfying reality. The words of psychologist Abraham Maslow perfectly capture this principle. A man must be what he can be. He must be true to his nature to achieve the comfort of the soul. This means it is essential to identify your true desires and understand your feelings without being guided by the expectations of others. Only then will you be walking the authentic path towards self-fulfillment and achieving your dreams. The third mirrored principle teaches us that the world reflects our thoughts, but with a certain delay. Imagine you planted the seed of a flower. You water it, make sure it gets sunlight, and patiently wait for the first sprouts to appear. Days go by, maybe even weeks, and nothing happens. At that moment, it's common for discouragement and doubt to creep in. Will it work? You ask yourself. What if the seed wasn't good, or if I did something wrong? That feeling of frustration is quite familiar, isn't it? We live in an age of instant gratification. We press a button, and something happens. We say a word, and get a response. However, many of the most meaningful things in life take time to manifest, and the fulfillment of our desires is one of them. The third mirrored principle reminds us that there is always a time gap between the thought and its manifestation in the real world. Remember the first time you tried to ride a bicycle. Falls, scrapes, and tears were part of the process, and many gave up, thinking it was too difficult. But those who persisted, even in the face of challenges, eventually managed to balance and pedal freely. That's why it's essential not to give up when the results don't show up immediately. Keep nurturing your vision with positive thoughts, fueling it with emotions of success, and believing that the achievement is on its way. With patience and determination, what you desire will manifest, as long as you stay focused and don't give up halfway through the journey. In addition to achieving specific goals, you can also transform the environment around you into a more welcoming and receptive place for your desires. Think of it like trying to see your reflection in an old, foggy mirror. The image would be distorted and unclear. Now, imagine looking into a new, clean mirror, like the famous Venetian mirrors of old. The reflection would be clear, sharp, and beautiful. This process also happens within us. We can polish our inner world with positive affirmations, making it more attractive to the events we wish to manifest. A powerful affirmation I'd like to share is, "My world takes care of me. Everything is happening as it should." Repeat this often, whether in good times or tough ones, and soon you'll notice how the world starts to reflect that belief, bringing proof that it is indeed taking care of you. With a consistent and positive approach to how you see the world, your life can be flooded with a wave of luck, joy, and harmony. Abundance begins to flow because, instead of seeing the world as an adversary, you view it as an ally, ready to help you. The fourth mirrored principle teaches us that the world reflects both the positive and the negative within us. The choice is ours. What do we want to project to the world? If we constantly focus on problems, fears, and limitations, the world will continue to send evidence that reinforces these negative beliefs. This is the paradox of not wanting. The more energy we invest in what we don't want, the more we attract exactly what we are trying to avoid. Remember, it's not the circumstances that define our attitude, but our attitude that influences the circumstances around us. The key to transforming reality lies in changing the way we see the world and ourselves. The fourth mirrored principle teaches us that the world doesn't differentiate between positive and negative. It simply reflects what we project. It's up to us to give meaning to our experiences, and in doing so, we attract into our lives what we focus on. That's why it's essential to learn how to control our thoughts, directing them toward what we truly desire. Instead of thinking, "I don't want to get sick," tell yourself, "I am healthy and full of energy." Instead of, "I'm afraid of being late," affirm, "I always arrive at the right time." Remember, the world acts as a mirror, reflecting what we project, and you are the one who decides what will be reflected back. The fifth mirrored principle teaches us that we must always focus on what we want, not on what we want to avoid. Think about a time when you tried to get rid of an unwanted habit, but became obsessed with it, which only increased its power over you. Now recall moments when, inspired by a new goal, you were able to visualize the results so clearly that your actions and habits naturally and spontaneously began to change. This is the true power of concentration. Imagine approaching a mirror, not to focus on your flaws, but to see what is positive about you, to recognize the good changes already in progress. This is the essence of the technique called peeking in the mirror. It allows us to record a new and optimistic image of ourselves and the world around us in our subconscious mind. Of course, reality doesn't transform overnight. When old reactions arise, stay strong, focused on what you truly desire. Cultivate a positive state of mind. Repeat motivational affirmations. Watch inspiring movies and shows. Listen to music that lifts your spirits. As Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." Instead of wasting energy fighting against unwanted thoughts or situations, channel that energy into creating a clear and attractive image of the future you want. Visualize your goal, feel the emotions that come with your achievement, and allow the universe to find the best ways to make it real. This concept leads us to the next principle. The sixth mirrored principle states that after defining your goal, it is essential to trust that the world will help you achieve it in the most beneficial way possible. True control comes when we stop trying to control everything, when we let go of the reins of our own script and trust the flow of life. The paradox of this principle is clear. The more we try to impose control over the world, the less it responds to our command. When we relax and stop resisting the countless possibilities around us, something incredible happens. The world begins to conspire in our favor. By setting a goal and allowing circumstances to flow naturally, you will notice that the universe can help you achieve it in unexpected ways. Often, we cling rigidly to plans and beliefs, afraid to let them go. But life is a continuous process of movement and transformation. If we resist these changes, we end up stuck on the surface, while a vast ocean of opportunities passes us by. Think of the times when you ventured into unknown places without a map or plan, and suddenly met the right person to guide you, or when unexpected events placed you exactly where you needed to be at the perfect moment. Contrast this with the occasions when you tried to control every detail, meticulously predicting each step, only to face unforeseen obstacles that derailed your plans. These setbacks are, in fact, life's way of reminding us that sometimes we need to let go of control and trust. This doesn't mean we should be passive and let life carry us carelessly. Our mission is clear: to set a direction and take the first step. From there, it's essential to stay alert to the signs and respond flexibly to the changes around us. We are never alone in this vast universe. There is a higher force always willing to assist us, as long as we allow it. By trusting the natural flow of things, the path to our goals will become lighter and even enjoyable. The seventh mirrored principle teaches that every event has two sides, a favorable one and an unfavorable one. The way we react to these events determines which path we follow. Imagine receiving a gift wrapped in dirty or crumpled paper. Many might ignore it, disappointed by its appearance. But what is hidden beneath that packaging could be something of great value, something you've always wanted. We often cling so tightly to our own vision of how things should be that we end up distorting the reality around us. What could be a blessing turns into a problem, like a child who, instead of candy, cries when given a sweet apple. The world functions like a neutral mirror, reflecting our attitude towards it. If we face it with hostility, it returns the same feeling to us. On the other hand, when we adopt a positive perspective, it responds to us in a favorable way. This is the mirror principle. Every event can be viewed positively, even if, at first glance, it seems unfavorable. After all, there may be something valuable behind an unexpected situation. Repeat to yourself, everything happens as it should. The world always takes care of me. This reminds us of the ancient Chinese parable about a farmer who lost his horse. Upon hearing the news, the neighbors said, "What bad luck?" But the farmer, calm and collected, replied, "Who knows if this is bad luck or good luck?" Days later, the horse returned, bringing with it a group of wild horses. The neighbors, now excited, exclaimed, "What good luck?" The farmer once again responded, "Who knows?" Time proved his wisdom once again. When his son tried to ride one of the wild horses, he fell and broke his leg. The neighbors came to offer their condolences, lamenting the misfortune. But the farmer, unfazed, said, "Who knows if this is misfortune or a blessing?" Shortly after, soldiers came to the village to recruit young men for the war, but the farmer's son was spared because of his broken leg. This story teaches us that we are the ones who decide how to interpret the events in life. We can see difficulties in everything, or choose to see opportunities and blessings even in adversity. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or avoiding action, but rather facing challenges with confidence and openness, without fear or resistance. We are not passive pieces in someone else's game. We are, in fact, the creators of our own reality. Our attitudes and thoughts shape the world around us. When we start approaching life with a positive mindset, believing that everything contributes to our well-being, we begin to see our reality transform for the better. First, it is essential to clean the mirror of our mind, removing the residues of fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs. Only then can we project a clear image of the reality we wish to live on that mirror. We keep this vision firmly in focus, nurturing it with faith and gratitude, until, gradually, the world begins to reflect back this new reality we've created. Although the transformation is not immediate, it becomes inevitable when we commit to consistent actions and persevere. Each of us possesses the power of an alchemist, capable of transforming our own lives. The principles of the mirror offer the formula for this change. Through them, it's possible to reverse any negative situation and start shaping a reality filled with joy, success, and fulfillment. By applying these principles, in a year or two, your life could be completely transformed. What would happen if you started exploring the depths of your mind and uncovering the hidden secrets that shape your emotions? What if there was a simple yet powerful way to reprogram your thoughts to attract everything you desire? How would it feel to break free from the need for control and instead trust in the natural flow of life? Step 1. The awakening of consciousness. Start by paying close attention to your thoughts and emotions, as if you were an explorer venturing into the unknown depths of your inner world. If you are at the beginning of your self-awareness journey, a good starting point is to keep an emotional journal. In it, not only record your thoughts, but also the emotions they generate, as well as the situations that trigger these reactions. What thoughts bring anxiety, irritation, or sadness? What makes you feel unmotivated or hopeless? To connect with a higher state of consciousness, set aside 5 minutes each day to meditate. Choose a place where you feel comfortable, Adopt a relaxed position and close your eyes. Focus your attention on your breath, observing the air slowly and calmly entering and leaving your lungs. Extend your exhalation longer than your inhalation while silently repeating, I see myself. I see reality. Step 2. Painting the picture of your desired reality. Now is the time to look within and ask yourself, what do I really want? How do I want to live my life? Let go of any external expectations and allow yourself to dream freely, with courage and without limitations. Imagine yourself as an artist, painting the masterpiece that will be your life. Where do you see yourself? How do you want to feel? Who is by your side? What are you doing? What are the sounds, smells, and colors surrounding you? Experience this vision with all your senses, making it rich in details and vibrant emotions. This image will be your guide, leading you toward a new life journey. Step 3. Programming your mind for success with affirmations. Now that you have clarity about what you desire, it's time to prepare your mind for success. One of the most effective methods for doing this is using affirmations, positive statements that reinforce your goals and aspirations. Create affirmations that reflect your deepest goals, always phrased in the present and in a positive way, as if you are already living the reality you desire. For example, I have abundant health and energy. I thrive in my career. I am fully fulfilled in love. I live a life of abundance. Repeat these affirmations daily, in the morning and at night, and whenever you need a boost of motivation. To make it easier, you can record them and listen to them throughout the day, allowing these positive words to reprogram your mind and strengthen your focus on your goals. Step 4. Learning to trust and let go of control. One of the most important aspects of transforming your reality is learning to trust the process of life and letting go of the need for control. Often we become so attached to our plans and worried about the unexpected that we forget life is not only made up of what we plan, but also of what arises naturally. Allow yourself to relax, loosen the reins, and trust in the natural flow of events. Don't try to control every detail. Don't fear straying from your plans. Accept with gratitude everything that life brings your way. Remember the phrase, "My world takes care of me." Repeat this whenever you face challenges or uncertainties to train your mind to see the positive in any situation. Practice reframing your thoughts. Whenever something unpleasant happens, ask yourself, what can this situation teach me? What lesson or benefit can I take from this? This will shift your focus from the negative to the positive, allowing you to see opportunities in adversity. Also, keep a flexible action plan. Break your big goal into smaller steps and determine small actions you can start taking today to get closer to your dream. As you take the first steps, trust that the path will adjust as you move forward. When we express gratitude for what we've already experienced, for what we have now, and for what is yet to come, we fill our inner world with positive energy, which in turn attracts even more blessings. This is how we begin to live in a genuine state of abundance. Tune into the frequency of gratitude and optimism. Every night, make a list of the things that brought joy to your day and the reasons you are grateful. And don't forget to thank yourself. Every small step you take toward a better life is an act of self-love. Acknowledge the effort, the calm, and the actions you take for the benefit of your own journey. Transforming your reality is within your reach. Time is a precious resource, so start now. Take moments to reflect on your thoughts and feelings and visualize the life you desire. Fill that vision with the energy of gratitude. Trust the flow of life. Let go of the need for control and open yourself to the surprises the universe may bring. Be grateful for everything that has already happened, for everything that is happening now, and for everything that will happen in the future. And above all, remember to value yourself. When you practice this consistently, you will begin to live the life you truly desire. I have walked this path and can confidently say that the mirror principles really work. In the beginning, I also had my doubts about these esoteric ideas. However, when I decided to apply them in my own life, I was amazed by the results. Things that once seemed unattainable began to manifest naturally. I found the love of my life, someone I had always dreamed of, with values and a worldview aligned with mine, which expanded my understanding of reality. I discovered a career that brings me true joy, not because of prestige, but because of the deep satisfaction it provides me. And I became a calmer and more self-confident person. I realized that happiness is not in some distant future, but in the present. You too can achieve this success by following the mirror principles. If you've watched until the end, I want you to know that this is no coincidence. Just like me, you are on a journey of self-discovery, searching for answers, for a path that will transform your life from the inside out. When I started this journey, I felt lost, with more questions than answers. And maybe you felt that way at some point too. But believe me, the decision to persist is what brought you here. And that's a powerful sign that you are ready for something extraordinary. Imagine that we're on a time-traveling adventure together, like two explorers searching for a lost treasure. With each mirrored principle we explore, it's as if we've found hidden maps, clues left throughout history, waiting to be discovered by those willing to look beyond the surface. And now, as you've made it this far, you're closer than ever to finding your personal treasure, the control of your own reality, the power to shape the world around you. And believe me, this is just the beginning. If you want to continue this journey with me, uncovering more mysteries and transformative discoveries, subscribe to the channel. Think of it as taking a step to ensure you always have a map in hand, guiding you toward your true potential. Oh, and if this video has brought you a new perspective, don't forget to like it and share the knowledge we've discovered, so more people can find their own maps. And of course, comment below. What have you discovered on this journey? I'd love to know what your biggest insight has been so far. Remember, every small step counts. Maybe today you don't see massive changes, but know that the seeds are planted. The world is listening to your thoughts, picking up your intentions, and soon, the reflection of those intentions will begin to appear. Maybe in a new opportunity, an unexpected connection, or even a moment of clarity that will guide you to the next step. The important thing is to trust the process and keep believing in your ability to create the reality you desire. Now, imagine what's coming next. Picture yourself a few months or years from now, looking back and realizing just how much your life has changed since the moment you decided to follow this path. Isn't it magical to think about that? The transformation has already begun, and I'm incredibly grateful to have you on this journey with me. Thank you so much for sharing this moment, for investing time in yourself, and for believing that change is possible. You are now part of something bigger, a community of people who are not afraid to look in the mirror, to face challenges, and to build the life they've always desired. I want to leave you with one final thought. The world takes care of you, just as you take care of the world that reflects within you. So stay strong. Continue walking this path with the confidence that the universe is on your side, conspiring to help you achieve your dreams. And before you go, don't miss these 2 videos I've selected just for you. They are filled with profound knowledge and fascinating discoveries that you're going to love. Click on one and continue your journey of self-discovery and quest for wisdom with the amazing content our channel has to offer.